the United States as Manager, Air Force Operational, Technical, Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance Programs, Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance Capabilities Directorate, Deputy Chief of Staff, Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance, Headquarters, United States Air Force, the Pentagon, Washington, District of Columbia. Sergeant Halliburton's outstanding management efforts enabled a 91% on-time rate on over 11,000 staffing tasks, garnering recognition as the best in the Directorate. He brokered a $161 million bilateral technical radar system transfer and identified new program requirements to meet all policy needs, resulting in no mission loss. Sergeant Halliburton was instrumental in managing a $50 million Air Force technical sensor systems and a secure information technology account, resulting in 6 highly effective ballistic missile technical collection programs. He also built a $250,000 multi-division funding plan that retained vital radar expertise spanning 11 years across 5 programs. Finally, he personally developed a radar modernization plan that shaped a $1.8 million study to integrate 2 national-level sensor systems and was vital to the overall program acquisition of $300 million. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Halliburton culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force.
This one hasn't flashed yet. This is important. Did you get the one you needed?
I got it.
You sure? Okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Byron.
Today is the day, for sure. I promise to keep this under an hour. I know we have much dates and Friday and everything. So, first, Colonel Patterson, thank you so much for your kind words. General Rouse, thank you for attending today. All my coworkers, my friends, my family, thank you for coming out and just helping to celebrate my military career. It's been a great ride. Sergeant Phillips, thank you so much for sharing this day with me. It's always an honor to serve and to retire now for the first time and last time in the Air Force. Well, it was another great American. I really appreciate that. And I wish you and your family the best for the years ahead. Now, while this ceremony might have been 20 years in the making, there are a few people and their support that I want to kind of highlight. As many of you know, I'm not only a Master Sergeant, but I'm also a gymnastics coach. Now, my best friends, Mark, Casey, and Sam, they don't call it gymnastics, they call it catching. Now, I've been catching for about 22 years. And I was stationed down in Tampa at SIGCOM and had just returned from a deployment to Afghanistan. And I returned to my gym, walked in, and there was a new coach there. I'm like, interesting. Well, it happened to be Emily. Now, she kind of caught my eye, not because she was the most beautiful girl there, which she was, but because she has this kind of vivaciousness for life, you know, this vitality, this just love for people and the experiences that they can bring into your relationships. Now, she's not a military family, she's not a military brat, she didn't have any experience with the military, so of course I talked up the great benefits of being a military spouse. A great, just a sense of community, healthcare. I mean, these things are important. I'm a pretty good debater. Convinced her, fortunately, that this might be a good way to go. In fact, I was so smitten with her that I actually started joining her on her daily 3-mile run. Colonel Shearer. I actually did. Luckily, she married me early because she has moved on beyond her 3-mile run. She's completed 5 marathons, including qualifying to Boston for next year. So I say marry him early and let him run. Now, like I said, I kind of talked a little bit about the great things about being a military spouse. So I convinced her to marry me. And her first welcome to the Air Force as part of the family was, "Oh, you're married? Hey, 6 days later, they're going to Iraq." So I left. We spent our honeymoon with me in Iraq. We spent our first Thanksgiving with me in Iraq. Our first Christmas with me in Iraq. Our first New Year's with me in Iraq. So, sweetheart, I know it's been hard. It's a difficult thing to be a military spouse, to be a family member. It's hard. I couldn't be here today without the support of my beautiful wife. So thank you. I love you. Last night, my sister and her husband, Carol, surprised me. I didn't know they were coming. They showed up from Alabama just for this ceremony today. Again, just the amount of support that these two individuals have given me throughout my career has just been outstanding. They've been my number one supporters, my most steadfast support. From the day that I said, hey, I'm going to do this, I'll wait until today and say, hey, I'm done with this. These two folks have really been there. I love you both. Thank you for being here. As Colonel Patterson had mentioned, my plans post-retirement, I'm heading to New York. Going to culinary school. Now, I like to eat. So if you like to eat, you gotta like to cook. So luckily I do like to cook, and I'm gonna head up there and get that done. But I'm not going alone. I'm bringing a battle buddy with me. I started Casey Monitor. Retired last week after 22 years in the military. Air Force, in fact. So I'm bringing him up there. I got a battle buddy with me. Got my wingman. Gonna make sure that he and I get through that together. So, Casey, I've got a passion for cooking. You have a passion for life. I think those two things are gonna make really great things for us. Now, at one's retirement, oftentimes you come in, you sit in the audience, much like you are today. I've sat there myself, and the retiree talks about, what was my legacy? What did I leave behind? It's something you think about. Those of you that are retired already in here, I'm sure that you thought about it on the day of your retirement. Now, you've heard a little bit about my career. Colonel Patterson mentioned some of the things that I've done, some of the places that I've been. But I want to share a little bit about what this career has meant to me, personally. Now, it's been a journey, for sure. When I came in, I was at the bottom. I was an E1, an E-nut. Slick sleeve, no stripes on my arm. The only consolation was I got saluted more times in the first 6 months of my career than I had. Now, 14 years after that slip sleeve period, I became a master sergeant, a senior non-commissioned officer. Now, we had a big ceremony, and during that ceremony, I adopted a creed. It's the senior NCO creed. And it goes like this. I am a senior non-commissioned officer in the United States Air Force. I hold allegiance to my country, devotion to duty, and personal integrity above all. I wear my rank of authority with dignity. I promote the highest standards of conduct, appearance, and performance by setting the example. I seek no favors because of my rank. I am devoted to the concept of service rather than personal gain. I uphold traditions of senior non-commissioned officers who precede me. I manage resources under my control with astute efficiency and lead the way with the highest level of confidence. I always strive to merit the respect of my fellow senior non-commissioned officers and of all with whom I come in contact. Now, my first 14 years prepared me for that creed and how I was going to execute it. The remaining 6 years, I believe I upheld that creed. I can stand before you today proudly to say, I've met that. I've done 20 years, 6 of those as a senior non-commissioned officer. I'm proud of that. Now, I'm humbled to have had the opportunity to serve. And to all the airmen, military, and civilian, I have the greatest respect for what you do and how you represent our great nation. The pride, discipline, commitment, and strength never cease to amaze me. Now, when I joined the Air Force, our motto was simply aim high. Later on, we had a marketing slogan, no one comes close. I find that somewhat amusing because the Air Force opened the Air Force Targeting Center, actually down Langley, maybe because we were aiming high and no one was coming close. But today, our official motto is aim high, fly, fight, win. It's a call to action and a response. Now, I've responded with 20 years of faithful service. And I leave all of you this call to action. And the question, will you respond? America's future will be determined by your dreams and your visions. No matter your job, each of you have stepped forward to defend our nation. And I'm proud to join the millions of Americans that support you. We're counting on you, and we believe that you truly represent the best of the Air Force. Emily and I want to thank you all for coming out today. May God bless you, and God bless America. I did. This one